So my name is Harry Chemay and I'm one of the co-founders of Clover.com.au. So it is a challenge for young Australians to break into the property market today. It always has been challenging to break into the property market because this is, for the vast majority of Australians, the single biggest purchase that they will make in their lifetimes. And paying that purchase off will take time, there's no doubt about that. But what has happened recently, in fact over the last 20 to 25 years, is that incomes have not kept up, or growth in incomes have not kept up with the growth in property prices. So as property prices have continued to escalate, incomes have increased only by 2 to 3% a year. The result in that basically is that it takes a lot longer to save for a first home deposit, which is generally 10 but preferably 20% of the purchase price. I think the reason why it's important for young Australians to think about investing if they're looking to get into the property market is that the traditional vehicle for getting into the property market, for saving for that first home deposit, the high interest savings account, just doesn't cut it anymore. In fact, it's high interest in name only. If you're looking at some of these high interest savings accounts, you may get a rate of somewhere between about 1.75 and about 2.8, 2.85 at the very top end. Now you don't forget, you have to factor in the effects of inflation, which will take about 2% right off the top of that number, and then you also have to pay tax on the return you get. So factoring in inflation and taxes, returns from high interest savings account are negligible, if at all positive. So faced with the headwind of having to save for very, very many years for an asset that continues to rise in price, with that goalpost getting further away from you, whilst you're saving in a vehicle which basically has you running on the spot, it's no surprise that Australians are turning to alternative methods. And one of those methods is certainly to look at investing in a diversified portfolio of assets. So I think the way Clover helps young Australians get into the property market quicker is basically through the ability to earn a potential higher rate of return than through the traditional so-called high interest savings accounts. As I mentioned, high interest savings accounts now on a net of inflation and taxation basis are giving very little, if any, return. So by using Clover, especially if you're saving for 5 or 6 years or beyond, getting those higher returns from a diversified portfolio of assets will have you getting those keys to your dream property sooner than had you decided to use a high interest savings account.